Jeff and Jeremy. It's like a radiogasm.
I said, hey, babe, check it out on the podcast.
Apple Podcast, Google Podcast,
and Spotify.
All this is going viral.
Health Minute brought to you by Jeff and Jeremy. Just kidding, this is not a Health Minute.
This is some 70s weird porn music.
Sounds like that Health Minute that they do.
What's up with the flute? Oh, is that a recorder?
It is a flute. There's a flute and an organ in this one.
Definitely sounds like a flute.
With groovy drums.
Oh, good morning and welcome in. Today, we're going to be talking to our buddy Whitney later on about what's going on downtown. We are still in the red. Everybody else is in the orange. We want to know what the hell's going on. She'll tell us. Plus, they've got other stuff going on downtown. And Farmers Market is going to be back within a couple of weeks. Details on that. I saw this morning that the Biden administration is considering mandating that cigarettes contain a non-additive or minimally addictive levels of nicotine. That didn't make sense. I'm reading this. The Biden administration is considering mandating that cigarettes contain non-additive. Well, let me get to the base of what they're talking about here. They want to take nicotine out of cigarettes and tobacco. The FDA is deciding on whether to ban menthol cigarettes. I thought that was a thing in California, but now the Federal Drug Administration is talking about it. If you are a smoker or somebody who consumes tobacco of some sorts, does this bother you that you're not going to get your nicotine? Isn't that what gives you the buzz? Isn't that what gives you the rush?
Listen, I quit smoking 10 years ago. I still chew nicotine gum.
So would you chew that same gum if it didn't have nicotine in it?
No.
What happens to you when you can't get your nicotine?
I become cranky.
I mean, for how long? I've known you 25 years. You're pretty cranky.
I've never stopped.
I've known you when you smoked and when you didn't smoke.
I've never stopped the nicotine. I mean, I haven't. I mean, just because I quit smoking, God no, 11 years ago, I still chew nicotine gum to this day. I don't know how healthy that is, but I do it because I think it's better for my respiratory health.
Nicotine, while not responsible for cancer, heart disease, and lung disease, is the chemical that gets everybody hooked, especially teenagers and younger people. So maybe they'll still allow the nicotine to go into the gum because you're not smoking or, should I buy stock in whoever makes nicotine gum, Nicorette? Maybe. Even though I chew the Costco brand. I didn't even know that they can actually strip the nicotine right out of the leaves of tobacco.
How is that?
Well, if you can make a caffeine-free soda, why couldn't you make a nicotine-free tobacco leaf?
But
it's genetically modified.
Wouldn't that decimate the tobacco industry?
You would think so, because you wouldn't be addicted to it anymore.
Right. If there's no what do you do?
But hold on. I mean,
take the caffeine out of coffee
beans? Don't we want people to
beans?
stop smoking if they can? I mean, only people smoke. I mean, I'm just saying, smoking is addictive and it leads to early death. So
what's the problem with caffeine? What's the drawback to caffeine? What's the negativity of caffeine? I don't know.
I don't know. If you have too much, it gives you heart jitters or something. I don't know. It makes you.
I mean, I've never understood why anybody drinks caffeine-free Coke or coffee.
Oh, because it keeps you up.
Or
it gives you the jitters.
So they just want the taste of the Coke or the coffee before they go to bed?
My wife, very sensitive to caffeine because she never had it until she was in her 30s.
You're kidding me.
No, it was, maybe her late 20s. No, it was her 20s because we were in college. She worked at Starbucks and she would drink soy lattes. Actually, she worked at Starbucks for a long time, didn't like coffee at all. It was her late 20s.
How do you get that job if you don't like coffee?
Man, it was college town.
Just
show up on time. If you just show up on time, they'll keep you. So anyway, she made all the coffee. It's like a bartender who doesn't drink alcohol. That happens. But now if she has more than 2 coffees in a day, she gets very jittery and she does not like it.
Really?
Yeah. It's funny because you and I grew up like I started drinking coffee when I was 10.
I could literally drink a cup of coffee. Like I'm tired this morning. I've had 3 cups.
Yeah. I mean, it's like an alcoholic that doesn't get
like 4:30.
It's like when we were talking about Bobby Brown saying he can't even get drunk anymore. It's like we can't even, caffeine doesn't work.
I could go to sleep right now.
But I don't know if it ever has given me a headache from not drinking, but I've never really gone away from it. It's the one thing I said I can't give up is coffee. I mean, I guess I could if I had to, but I don't want to. So anyways, yeah. So what do you think about that? No nicotine. Probably get a lot of people to stop smoking, but people will live longer.
I mean, I don't know. I just think it's silly. I mean, I think people should be able to do what they want to themselves.
As somebody
if you want to consume nicotine through a cigarette, that should be your choice.
As somebody who casually smoke, usually if after having a few adult beverages, either a cigar or a cigarette, but I'm not a smoker. Like, I don't smoke. I don't buy cigarettes. I don't go around smoking. If you smell me, I don't smell like an ashtray because I don't smoke. But I will smoke from time to time, like camping and stuff like that. I've never been addicted to nicotine.
Yeah, you're strange. You are one of the rarest people I've ever met that could smoke cigarettes, smoke them somewhat frequently. And I'm not saying not recently. You know, I would say in the last 5-6 years, you've backed way off on it. But I remember when I would smoke, I was addicted to cigarettes. And you would smoke, but you would be able to start, stop. And I'm like, how do you do that? I mean, still to this day, I'm chewing the damn gum because I need the nicotine.
Yeah. I don't know. Just, I guess I'm lucky. Something in my body chemical makeup.
It's crazy.
Anyways.
It's like my dad with weed. My dad's hardcore marijuana. I mean, dude, but he just because he loves it. He's had to stop it before for like drug tests or series of drug tests for his job. Now we're talking about over a decade ago, more than probably 2 decades ago. I remember like he would stop smoking weed and it wouldn't change him at all. It was the strangest thing. I'd be like, hey, you smoke weed 5 times a day and then you're stopping for like 4 months. It's like, yeah, I got to take some tests at work. Like, how do you do that though? If you go from 4 or 5 times a day, to just cold turkey.
Well, I don't think it's addictive.
Yeah, no, that's what they say. Marijuana is not as addictive as nicotine.
I think nicotine is the most addictive drug out there. Maybe caffeine. I don't know. Caffeine and nicotine. But they're talking about taking it out. Maybe this is a good thing. Your thoughts? 805-543-3693.
People telling you what to do.
Whoa! Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. Believe it or not, we're on all 3 of these platforms.
What?
At Jeff and Jeremy. Yeah, check it out right now. You can go just look it up, Jeff and Jeremy. And you can also get the podcast, Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. Make sure you throw that in the morning on there. It sounds like The Office.
Yeah, it's the Dasheen remix, EDM.
Oh, nice.
Version of The Office. Yesterday we were talking about the popularity of The Office, and it's funny because it's so funny because I see that NFLX is trending, and I'm like, NFLX, is this another version of the NFL?
I haven't heard of this. What is this?
Sign me up. And then, no, it's the stock abbreviation for Netflix. Oh, okay. Why is Netflix trending yesterday? And I checked it out. El Batho on the Netflix stock yesterday. Big drop yesterday. First quarter earnings not where they thought.
For Netflix?
Where they thought they would be.
I wonder why that is.
What's the one thing that happened in the first quarter for Netflix? Remember, Netflix for many, many, many years was the only place where you could watch The Office.
Oh, they lost. That's right. They lost The Office.
January 1.
Went to Peacock.
They went to Peacock. NBC reclaimed their rights to The Office.
Is this really going to go down as the biggest sitcom of all time? I think it's a little premature to say that now. I think a lot of people are like, no, you idiot, Seinfeld or Friends.
How strange is that, though? I mean, and they don't know why the earnings went down. They went down.
I think it's because their most popular show, which I know is their most popular show before they got rid of it.
From the time that they started carrying it to the time that it went away on December 31st, it was always in the top 10 of most shows watched on Netflix. Always.
If not the number one show, right?
That's many, many years. I mean, God, that's got to be, a decade of The Office that they've had the rights to The Office on Netflix or close to. And
now you got to watch it on Peacock. And if you don't pay for it, then you only get, a couple seasons?
Yeah, I pay for it. I pay $4.95 or $4.99. Sorry.
Well, I pay it for Discovery Plus. So
I mean, because it gives me Parks and Rec, Modern Family, and The Office. That's the trifecta.
And that's worth the $5 a month.
Oh God, yes.
And now is that with commercials?
Yeah, I don't care. I like commercials, and the commercials are not
60 seconds.
Commercial
60
breaks
seconds.
are very short. They're very short.
Wow,
it's not like
interesting stuff. Yeah, the power of The Office. If you don't watch it, and not everybody's into it, not everybody likes that humor, I guess. Most people do, because obviously it's been carrying Netflix for quite some time.
Well, yeah.
Carrying might be stronger.
I don't know. I mean, my mind automatically goes to, okay, why is Netflix, which was so hugely popular over the last year, why are their earnings down 8% since the beginning of the year? What's the one thing that they were doing differently? Now, I don't know what Peacock's numbers are, but I know that I have started thinking about dropping Netflix. If it wasn't for my kids, I would have dropped it already to this point, because my kids watch a lot of stuff on Netflix, because Netflix is a great dumping place for garbage that is animation, and my kids eat it up like like candy. I mean, it is just the worst cartoons ever.
It's so funny when you talk about what you watch, if you have cable, if you have satellite, what streaming packages you have, from Prime to Netflix to Hulu and Peacock and Discovery Plus and Paramount Plus, and everybody's doing these now. We get a notification that DirecTV, who we've been with for, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, is going to be raising our DirecTV satellite service $45 a month. We've been paying $40 forever.
Wow.
And it's going to go up to double. $85. So my wife gets on the phone, and the gal says, well, okay, I'm taking it off this month. She goes,
as you should.
She goes, but you need to call back next month. And I said, you call back and tell them you're going to leave, because everybody's leaving DirecTV right now. I mean, they've cable and satellite are feeling it, because all these other ways that people are now watching their shows. I said, just keep pushing it, and just if we have to quit, we'll walk away.
Right.
My wife's like, I don't care.
Walk.
She's like your daughter. They probably get along great because they watch all the same stuff. She's like, I'll just watch everything on Netflix. And she's like, your Bigfoot shows are on YouTube anyways. She calls anything I watch a Bigfoot show, whether it's a fishing show, a hunting show. It's like,
she speaks your language. That's why you're married her.
Okay. It's not all Bigfoot.
So Netflix is falling out of favor. I can't.
Wow.
I can't.
Netflix has kept, they've been pushing that price tag up too. I mean, we were paying $10, $11, and now we're paying $16 or $17. I mean, it's like it keeps going up, and eventually that's going to crash. And the marketplace speaks for itself. Walk away from it, I guarantee it's going to go down. And
Netflix value is super high. It was like yesterday I was reading, it was like $5.12, and that was after losing $38 on the day. Yeah. But $38, I mean, there's some stocks that if you lost $38, you'd be like, what the hell?
I'm pretty sure I just watched a new movie that had Melissa McCarthy and Jason Bateman and some other people, and I was telling you about it, called Thunder Force. And it's where they kind of make fun of, it's an adults superhero movie with adult language and things like that. And it's funny. It's supposed to be funny, right? It's silly, and
it was straight for Netflix, right?
But it's a Netflix release.
Yeah.
And so, they are dumping money into, product or content, if you will. So I don't know if it hurts them that much or not. I would sure like to see that price come down a little bit, or not go up for a while, because it's already gone up a lot.
Well, they got greedy, right? Everybody got Netflix during the pandemic, and they're like, okay, we're going to raise the rates, but we're dropping one of our most popular shows.
What's scary to me is all these Paramount Pluses and Hulus and Discoveries and Peacocks, and everybody now, nickel and diamond, you have $5 a month here or there. All these.
Oh, never.
It used to be so simple.
Principle, I don't care if The Office said, you know what, I'm jumping to Paramount Plus. I would never.
Why?
Out of principle.
You ate Paramount
Plus because they just jam that crap down your throat. I get it. You have SpongeBob SquarePants, okay?
What is your go-to? 805-543-3693.
Every Star Trek that I've never even cared to watch.
Wake up.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Jeff and Jeremy here. We're online at kzfz.com. You can join the program anytime via the text lines. Interact with us at 805-543-3693. You can call or text there. It's all brought to you by 805 Beer. Live the 805 lifestyle. You can go to 805beer.com.
I was talking to somebody that was on the East Coast the other day, and we were talking about Home Depot, and they're like, "Oh, do you ever get the hot dogs?" And I'm like, "No, they don't serve hot dogs at Home Depot." And he's like, "Yeah, they do. They serve hot dogs at Home Depot." So then I started looking into it, and hot dogs at Home Depot are apparently a thing everywhere outside of our California.
Really?
Yes. In fact, it was voted as one of the least fancy hot dogs that you can get. The number one least fancy hot dog, according to Food and Wine magazine.
Who doesn't love a hot dog?
So Costco hot dogs get all the glory here on the West Coast or in California. I'm not sure. I don't visit Home Depots in other states because when I'm in other states,
and
I'm vacationing.
Costco dogs are good, but they're it'd be nice to try a different hot dog. You know what I heard?
Why doesn't Home Depot have hot dogs here?
You know who's doing hot dogs now?
I do spend way more time at Home Depot than I do at Costco.
They should. But you know who's doing hot dogs? I just found out. They're dumping the McDonald's. Walmart. They're bringing in Nathan's hot dogs.
Really?
And they're going to start having a Nathan's hot dog like restaurant inside Walmart's, and you'll be able to sit down and eat there or take them to go or whatever.
See, I never understood this about the Walmart in my community. For whatever reason, it does not have the McDonald's, but it has a Burger King, and it is the only Burger King in Paso Robles.
Wait a second. Are you telling me the Walmart in Paso Robles on Niblick?
I have 3 Jack in the Boxes within a stone's throw of my house. Okay. Not a stone's throw, but I could get there very quickly. 3 Jack in the Boxes, okay? Lots of Jack in the Boxes per capita. No BKs. 0 BKs. I got to go to a Atascadero if I want a drive-through BK experience.
Otherwise, you got to go in the Walmart.
Go in the lobby of the Walmart.
That's crazy there's no Burger King in Paso Robles.
That's what I say.
No Whoppers, huh?
How do you not have a Burger King? How do you consider yourself a town without a Burger King?
The chicken sandwich, the Whopper, these are staples. The onion rings, the best at Burger King.
I just like the coupon specials. The coupon specials are amazing. Burger King.
I have never used coupons at a fast food restaurant.
10-piece
What is
chicken?
wrong with me? I know they come in the mail all the time. It's usually Carl's Jr., Burger King, and I just throw them away.
10-piece chicken nugget and French fry at Burger King is like $3, dude.
See,
Come on, that is
a great
lunch
deal.
for $3.
I would be 500 pounds.
I get. You can't get that out of the vending machine, for God's sakes.
Wow, that's interesting.
But yeah, the least fancy hot dog, according to Food and Wine,
I have to try it.
The number one least fancy hot dog is those that are at Home Depot.
Now, remember Costco, it's $1.50, get a hot dog and a soda. I mean,
I don't know what the price is.
Can they beat that? Or
I didn't
match it?
ask him what the price was.
And when Nathan's goes into Walmart's, which this is going to be happening very soon, I'm really excited about this. I like the Nathan's hot dog. I like these East Coast. What do they got? The Surrettes. Is it Civettes or Surrettes?
I don't know.
I don't think it's. I think I'm close, but I don't know if I've said that right. But Nathan's and all the other Sabrettes. I think it's Sabrettes. These hot dogs are really, really good. I'm excited. I like a good hot dog. I want a gourmet dog, though, sometimes. And when I say gourmet, I just mean I want something besides mustard on it. Or besides ketchup or mustard. I want something that's going to have tomatoes and onions and, sauerkraut or relish. And I mean, they make some really cool, unique things at a hot dog place. And it would be nice to have that at Home Depot.
Apparently, the closest Home Depot hot dog cart, according to Yelp.
Santa Maria?
No.
I feel like Santa Maria has everything we don't have. Pomona?
I got to go to Pomona to get a hot dog at a Home Depot.
Come on, Santa Maria. Step up your game. Pomona's kicking your ass.
Or just somebody who cooks some hot... Remember there's a guy down the street? He was making hot dogs out in front of the hair salon?
Yeah, we stopped and got one. It was great.
Open up in front of the Home Depot, not the hair salon, bro.
Well, we used to do...
they have a thing again. I mean, I know right now probably not the time to be opening hot dog stands outside of Home Depot.
We used to do free Weenie Wednesdays.
When we move into Orange Tier, if we ever get there, if we could ever pull our S together and get into the Orange Tier as a county, can we get some home improvement dogs, please?
Here's a question for you. If you see a hot dog cart on the side of the road in front of a business, what are the chances you're going to stop? I'm going to tell you, there's a very likely chance that I will pull the car over, or if I miss it, you turn it and go back and get a hot dog.
Now, we come from where Costco got its roots, okay? Before Costco started selling them at that window that you the food court. Sorry. And before they started doing pizzas and everything else, I had a job at a car dealership, and it was the worst car dealership marriage that you could ever have. Now, both these brands are great now, but in the 90s, they were piss poor. And that was Volkswagen Hyundai. That was the dealership that I worked at, and they never sold any cars because in the early 90s, Hyundai was new, fresh on the scene, had their problems, had their challenges. They've overcome them since. And Volkswagen, this was
very niched,
pre-Jetta and all that stuff. It was, I mean, they had the Jetta,
Rabbit.
They had a GTI, they had some kind of, the Cabriolet was a big seller, but that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, that was about it for the Volkswagen. They didn't
have a Passat.
They didn't have SUVs or anything like that, like they do now.
They had the van.
It was they didn't even have a van then. It
really?
Was, they got rid of
the van.
They got rid of their two most popular cars, the Bug and the van, and it was like one of my first jobs. And they would never sell any cars, so the salesmen, they would all pool their money on the weekends, and I'd have nothing to do, and they'd make me go to the Costco down the street, and I'd have to get like 20 hot dogs and bring them back in a box. But those hot dogs were so good, and it was from a cart. That's where it got its start.
Yeah.
In the Seattle area, Costco's had a cart
right when you came out
by Costco.
Right when you came out, the cart was right there.
Yeah.
They check your receipt, and then you'd get your hot dog.
Yeah, that's right. You had to buy something.
Yeah.
I had to go in and buy something, and it was usually gum because those guys smoked like none other. Like, go get us some gum, use my Costco card, and then and here's some cash.
Get us some hot dogs.
You can't pay with a card. And get us these hot dogs, too.
Man, I'm very hungry. I want a hot dog. I'm always good for a hot dog. Donuts and hot dogs.
For breakfast.
Donuts and hot dogs, I'm good at any time of the day. Doesn't matter.
I can do a hot dog for breakfast.
I saw it. Somebody said, hey, you want a donut? I'm like, yes. You want a hot dog? Yes. I might even pick a hot dog over a donut.
Apparently, according to Yelp, the carne asada burrito, the best one in the Southland, in the Pomona Valley at least, the best carne asada burrito is at the hot dog cart at
Home Depot.
At Home Depot.
Look at that.